Hello, my friend. In order to love, you have to be willing to give up something. There is no love without sacrifice. The Bible tells us in John chapter 3 and verse 16 that for God so loved that he gave. Yes, he gave. God was willing to give his best gift. He was willing to give the best that he has. Why? Because he loved us. So what are you willing to give? Are you willing to be the best that you can be for your spouse? Can you honestly say that your spouse is better off because you are in their life? My friends, see, when I got married 29 years ago, I thought that marriage was about getting. I thought it was about what my wife is willing to do for me, the things that she's willing to give, cooking and cleaning and great sex and love making. I thought it was all about that stuff. I found out that love is not about what I get. It is about what I give. Love is about giving. It is about serving. Love is about showing up for the one that you profess to love. It is about serving when serving is not what you really want to do. It is about putting your spouse first, putting the need of your spouse first, when in moment, that's just not what you want to do. That's not always easy. That requires sacrifice. Love is about choosing each other daily. That's what Christ did for us. When he was willing to die on the cross, he was willing to sacrifice. God was willing to give his best gift. You know, the true essence of love is not what you get from it, it is what you give. And that's why Christ is the example we need to follow when we look at the dynamic of love and marriage. If you say that you love your spouse, then your actions should show that you love them. I always tell couples that your action must speak so loud that your spouse don't hear a word coming out of your mouth. It's not just about what you say, it's about what you do. The act of love is about doing. You cannot be married and acting single. Another human being is connected to your life. What you do can either impact their life in a positive way or in a negative way. Why is this important to know? Because when you get married, the two of you become one. The two becoming one. In Genesis chapter 2 and verse 24, it tells us that wherefore shall a man leave his father and his mother and cleave to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. The two becoming one flesh. You're synchronized together. You are engrafted together. You are now fused together as one. It is totally impossible to separate the two of you because you are now in a covenant relationship. That's why what you do can impact your spouse. You are now two individuals that decided to serve and love each other for the rest of your life. You are connected now in a covenant relationship. This is not a contractual agreement that you can just one day you're in, the next day you're out. No, it doesn't work like that. Someone is dependent on you to be your best. Someone is dependent on you to show up. Someone is dependent on you to be all that you can be. And this kind of sacrifice and this kind of serving, it does not mean that you lose your individuality. It doesn't mean that you lose your ability to be yourself. It doesn't mean that you lose your sense of purpose. This does not mean that you can't have dreams and goals and visions and aspirations and things that you want to do. Yes, you can, and you're supposed to. But this means that the both of you guys are now aligned together. You sit down and you plan your life together. You have goals and dreams and visions. And remember what I said, whether you do something good or bad, it can impact the life of the person you are in marriage with. And my friend, if this video is helping, please hit the like button and show your support for this video. It's the best way that you can help us to grow here on YouTube. Let's continue. So, my friend, are you willing to say no to temptation? Are you willing to surrender your life to Christ? Are you willing to allow him to help you to become a better person so that you can become a better spouse? You can become a better husband. You can become a better wife. I have a problem with Christian men and women that are always cheating and stepping out of the marriage, and it becomes normal behavior to you. No, it's not normal. Cheating is not normal. It's a sin. The Bible tells us, thou shalt not commit adultery. You're committing an act against God, against your spouse, and against the covenant of marriage. Listen, God is not pleased with that kind of behavior. When you say yes to your spouse, You say no to everyone else. When you say I do to your spouse, you say I don't to everyone else. When you say I will to your spouse, you say I won't to everyone else. And so when temptation comes, it is your job to practice self-control. It is your job to be disciplined. It is your job to walk in the Spirit, Galatians chapter 5 and verse 16, and you will not fulfill the lust of your flesh. It requires sacrifice, my friend. This is what it's about. You made a covenant to love, to honor, to respect, to serve. Listen, my friend, I know mistake happens. I do know. I do know we have a sin nature. It's not because we're human. We don't have a human problem. We have a sin problem. So I get it. Sometimes people messed up. Yes. My problem is when your mistakes becomes a habit. My problem is when you consistently, perpetually do the same thing over and over again. That's not love, my friend. That is hate. That is disrespect. That is dishonorable. You have to respect your spouse. You have to respect God. And you have to respect marriage. You have to change that mentality and align yourself with the Word of God concerning your life and concerning your marriage. You have to become a better person. And yes, you can. With God, all things are possible. All means all, and that's what all means. You have the power to be the best that you can be. You have the power to change your life. And when you change your life, it impacts your marriage. But you have to commit to the mission. And that mission is to show up for your marriage. That mission is to show up even when it's not easy. That mission is to respect and honor your spouse as unto the Lord. That mission is to love your wife as Christ loved the church, my friend. That's what it's about. It is a daily commitment. It's a marathon. And on this journey called marriage, you have to be willing to give it everything that you've got. And if you're half-stepping, you're not going to get anything from it. If you're not putting in your all, you're not going to reap anything from it. It requires giving all. That's what it requires. And when you do, you have a good marriage, you have a good life. The two of you guys will be in sync together, building together, creating a great life together. That's what it's about. That's the mission. That is the mission in a marriage. And I hope that's your mission and that's your goal. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it bless you. And if this video adds some value to you, then please do us a favor and hit that like button. Please subscribe to our channel and share this video. And here's another video that I believe is going to help you really to level up in loving and caring for your spouse. Can't wait to see you in the next one.